How are we doing, Panthers? Welcome back to the Coaches Show. I'm your host, Fletcher Newman, here with Coach Sackett, who is coaching his team through another successful playoff run so far this year. Coach, y'all started off with a strong 3-1 win against Forney High School. Take us through that first playoff game.
Well, the girls started off real well. We had a good game plan going on, and they were executing it fabulously with our service game and defense, and took control of the match early. And then, you know, we kind of run into some problems in the second set. I don't know if we felt like we had things under control and we were just going through cruise control kind of in that second set that I think we ended up losing like 24-26, but we got refocused towards the end and then came out and blew them out 25-14 in each of the next two sets. So they got down to business when it mattered most.
Now then the team traveled all the way out to Lindale and swept Lufkin 3-0. What did you see from your team in that second round of playoffs?
Quite a bit more focus. I mean, there was the nuance of the gym, and the floor was a brand new floor that was a little bit slick, but the girls handled it well. Came out with a 25-20 first set victory, and then really paid attention to detail and worked on our net play so that we could have an easier time with them, and got 25-9 in the second set, and then had the good fortune of being able to play every single player on the team in that match. So in the third set, you know, people got some quality playoff minutes, playoff points that they were able to showcase their talents and just bring home the victory for the Lady Panthers.
And finally, in a 5-set thriller, the Lady Panthers came back from Highland Park from 2 sets down and won 3 in a row to knock the team that knocked us out last year to move on to the 4th round. Take us through what was going on in your head through that crazy game.
Well, at first, it was excitement, getting ready to play someone who had, as you say, knocked us out. And then it started, and we were a little bit slow out of the gate. Give them 5 points here and there, and then fight back to tie it, and then give them 5 more and see if we could come back. So the first 2 sets, 17-25, was a little bit disappointing, but we knew what was going on, and we just we took that too serious. I think they wanted to beat them so bad because of last year. A lot of the players are back that they just got out of their comfort zone as to how they played. And so we talked about in the time before set 3 about getting our swag back and getting out there and not only playing hard but having fun while we do it, instead of just being totally down to business. And you got to enjoy what you're doing if you're going to do anything well. So they really started getting after it. Our back row started playing tremendous defense, and we just sent them home for last year's payback, I guess you'd say.
Now, obviously, COVID-19 has affected your season in some major ways. What are some protocols that have had to be adopted because of the pandemic to keep everyone safe?
Well, we've had to do a few things. We got them these gaiters to wear during games so that they could be protected from the other team and stuff like that. Got their own water bottles and towels because none of that could be provided. We take their temperature, even to this day, we take their temperature before they come into the building as we get ready for practices and then leave for games, so that we stay on top of that and make sure that they're wearing their masks all the time. And the girls really took it upon themselves to make sure that they could play this season all the way through. So they decided as a group to work on this virtual learning, and they all went and did their thing at home so that they could reduce the risk of being contaminated throughout wherever they would go in the school, and it's paid off really well. They've been very healthy and very conscientious about what they want to accomplish, and they've stuck to the protocols that the district provides us.
Now, you brought one of your players with us today. Tell us who's here.
I got little Jenna McMichael. She is our starting libero. She's a fireball out there. If you want to see someone who refuses to let the ball hit the floor unless she is doing everything possible to touch it, you need to come watch this girl play, because she is all out sacrifice for the team and plays extremely well on the defensive side, and then her offensive serve is one of the best around. So I brought her.
All right, let's go over to Jenna. Jenna, what position do you play, and how'd you get started in volleyball?
I'm a libero DS, and I started playing volleyball in 6th grade because of my sister Hannah.
What were some goals that were set at the beginning of the year, and how do you think some of those goals have been achieved so far this season?
Some major goals that we discussed as a team were, we obviously wanted to be district champs, but it was more about everything that every practice, every second, every time you get on the court, it's working towards state. You know, Coach Hyde's really made it a bigger deal this year that we have the potential to go really, really far in possibly the state tournament. So just everything we could get the opportunity to play, every ball to touch, was working towards state and bringing us together closer as a team.
How fun has this playoff run been to play in so far this year?
It has been very fun, especially last Friday's game, because you just love those 5-set games. But overall, this playoff has been very focused, but working towards a major goal.
What are some things that you'd like to tell the fans watching at home to get them to come out and support tonight?
I would say that it's going to be a great game, that there's two teams that are both equally as good, and there's going to be some great offense, great defense, and you're promised a good game. So come out, be loud, and come support your Panthers.
Thanks, Jenna. Coach, we play in the 4th round of playoffs tonight against a very strong opponent in Lovejoy at the Ellis Davis Fieldhouse in Dallas. What are some things that you're expecting to see from Lovejoy?
Well, they are about as aggressive as we are. They like to run a little bit faster offense. We're going to have to keep up with where their hitters are coming from and what we think they are showing us as far as body position and things like that. But contain their hitters and try to not let those secondary and tertiary hitters be the ones that make a difference. Make sure we shut them down, and the good players are going to get their kills. It's just the way it is. That they're going to find a way, but you can't let the others get you with sloppy points. So we've been working on being aggressive in our service game to keep them back and try to make them run something that they're not comfortable with instead of their bread and butter. I think we've gotten pretty good at that these last 2 weeks, and the defense is just, we keep hounding on them. You got to go for every ball, and they've been doing that in practice. So I think it's going to be a knockdown, drag out again.
Now, what are some things that the team's been working on in practice to prepare for tonight?
Well, we've been working on our side-out game, free ball offense, and then the ability to spot serve, but not just get it in an area, but get it in an area tough, so that they have less time to react, and the girls have responded well.
Now, you've already played 2 of your playoff games at the same venue at a nice location. Does that give the team a type of home court advantage over Lovejoy, or does it make a difference at all?
I think we're comfortable with it. It's a great place to play. The court is huge. The fans are far enough out to where you don't feel like they're right on top of you, but you can hear them, and they can get loud at sometimes, and that's great. And the girls like the court because they're dealing with more of a spotlight atmosphere, and then the crowd is more in the shadows to where they can't see them, but they can hear them, and they kind of like that excuse me, that backdrop.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of the Coach's Show. Thanks to Coach Sackett and Jenna McMichael for being here with us today. Tonight, the Lady Panthers will play Lovejoy at the Ellis Davis Fieldhouse in Dallas starting at 7 o'clock p.m., so make sure you show out and be loud in this deep Round 4 playoff game. Make sure you order your tickets online, and if you can't attend the game, you can always follow along with my friends Tater Beard and Tom Hempfield on Panther Radio and Mixler.com. If attending, be sure to follow all COVID-19 protocols at the game, and we'll see you next week.